Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. A request to all of you to please like this video. We've done a fair amount of research corroborating our facts and something doesn't smell right. It concerns a very senior Republican Party Senator, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is the Senate Minority Leader today. He used to be the Senate Majority Leader, and he's got years of experience. Most interestingly, he is what people call as a Reno, a Republican in name only. He has been constantly at loggerheads with Donald Trump. In fact, Donald Trump appointed his wife, Elaine Chao, to Transportation Secretary just to kind of keep him a little bit, in his camp, if you will, when Trump was the president. So I have a small slide deck to share with you. I had briefly done one monologue, I think, or the shorts about who is the one for whom this message was sent. So we have more information, so we're going to show that and share that with you. Let's have the slide deck, please. Suspicious death of Angela Chao. Remember, Angela Chao, Elaine Chao are sisters, and Angela is a younger one, and members of their family are also on the board of Bank of China, a very influential body. It is the equivalent of RBI in India or the Federal Reserve in the United States. So she is considered to be very close to the CCP. As to whether her death has something to do with the purge that took place or is continuing to take place in China is anybody's question. We don't know, but what we do know, we're going to share with you. First of all, her death was described in two different ways. They said that she was run over by a truck at a traffic stop in Texas, and that was what was carried by many of the news institutions, and that has been debunked solidly because now people have video evidence of what really happened. So let's take a quick look at what happened. Next one, please. The plot thickens in the suspicious death of Angela Chao in what is alleged to be Mitch McConnell's ranch in Blanco, Texas. This is still an allegation. That is, the proof of ownership of that ranch has not been traced back to Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao. You see how the people who preach to us morals, they themselves are so corrupt that they indulge in circular ownership, shell corporations to obfuscate some of the blatant truths. Now, her body did not receive an autopsy request. I mean, the family did not want to have her body autopsied. Why? There is a surveillance video of Chao going into reverse, aggressively backing over a significant obstacle. I mean, this is a pond. I think it could be an artificial pond. And what seems to be happening is the pond has a bunt, like a stoppage to let the water stop. And looks like the Texas reversed in very high speed and then went in. Next slide, please. And launched into the pond. The ranch is, again, allegedly owned by Mitch McConnell and their sister, Elaine Chao. The family had ruled it an accidental death and had Chao's car delivered back to the family immediately after the suspicious death. A blood test was taken. See, she will most likely drown, right? Because she just went into the water. And now, once they get the blood test, next slide, please. We are going to have some more information from her because there is, serious interference when this data was being reported on Twitter. Kyle Bass, whom I am following and on whose thread this particular monologue is based on, although I have confirmation from two other sources also, and he says that when he was posting, a thread of 8 tweets. After the second one, X spun for 5 minutes. What does it tell you? I have had my suspicions aired on PGurus that the current CEO is as woke as it gets at X. Yes, there's a new CEO. Elon Musk is not the CEO, and that person is a very woke person. So is it possible that X also got penetrated? That sometimes they just show it as if China is being, as if X is being a right wing. So is Mitch McConnell. He is a Republican. He's a very red Republican, and yet he's in the pockets of the Chinese. That's what I'm going to tell. Now, the toxicology report is still forthcoming. How local law enforcement fumbled these events early on helped complicate this case exponentially. Once true investigators, I mean, this is the thing, I don't think true investigation is going to take place, have their way with the car, the toxicology report, and the witnesses, there will be a better clarity on what really happened. Next one, please. See, what had led up to this? Locals tell that there was a mass layoff of ranch employees 1 week beforehand when Chao's husband 𝗣𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍 military operation by the Chinese military operations by the US Department of Defense. Next one, please. A lifetime high-ranking CCP member who's sister to an ex-US cabinet secretary who's married to the Senate minority leader who happens to be the sole sponsor of the bill that enriched their family since 1992, 32 years, the US Hong Kong Policy Act of 1992. In fact, it's much more than that. The Hong Kong dollar is pegged to the US dollar. Nobody knows how the Hong Kong dollar gets traded into yuan or back. And that is the thing that US never asks, whereas they'll be asking questions of other democracies such as India and other countries, even if there is a slightest attempt to try and manipulate the currency. Next one, please. Angela died suspiciously on their family ranch in Texas just 1 week after her husband's venture capital firm was listed as a Chinese military operation, the first asset manager in the US to receive this prestigious and calamitous designation. Something really stinks here. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what is happening in China. And I'm going to show you a shorts that I had released, I think, yesterday. Let's take a quick look at the shorts. Things are getting really bad in China. They are seeing severe shortage of dollars. They have banned institutional investors from trading in the first half an hour as well as the last half an hour of a trading day. Normally, 80% of the business takes place in these two half an hours. The first half hour, because people do a lot of bookings over the night when the markets are closed, and those things get unwound and a trend is set. So people want to be able to jump early, and then at the end of the day, they want to unwind their positions. Especially, remember, in stock market, you buy on the rumor and sell on the news. And with this ban, essentially the trading volumes are going to come down drastically. And that means that China is somehow trying to make it harder and harder. And it got cut off because there is a 1 minute limitation in the shorts. And what I was trying to say was that they are making it harder and harder for the investors to take their money out of China. I mean, the profit taking happens in the first half an hour and the last half an hour of a trading day. And if you shut the investors out of that, the institutional investors, such as the United States, Europe, and so on and so forth, that's going to be a huge problem. Also, people say that Xi Jinping came asking for 800 billion loan/grant from the United States, saying that the China is, or the CCP is carrying 3 trillion in treasury bills. Well, the story doing the rounds is that the United States was telling China that this 3 trillion cannot be touched because this is the guarantee with which all the other funds like the Vanguards and the BlackRock and some of the mega investors went into China, because they knew if the Chinese economy tanked, this was talking about 20-25 years ago, that if the Chinese economy really tanked, they would still have this money which belonged to CCP in United States that they can use as a recourse in case China changes their rules abruptly or something like that. So this is supposed to be an insurance money. So now what is going to happen next is anyone's guess. People keep telling me that Xi Jinping's days are numbered. I don't know. And again, I'm seeing that this particular video is not really going very viral. Unfortunately, this is a very important video. This is how contagion spreads outside of a country. And when this thing starts becoming a little bit more noticeable, then you know that the country is really in a bad shape. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.